I'm using oil pastels for this project, but you can use anything you have. So today we're going to be making our cupcake drawings, and you're gonna have a piece of paper that we are going to fold into 3 even sections. Yours will probably already be a little bit creased, so that is even sections, and we're gonna draw 3 cupcakes. So 1, 2, 3. Let me move this to the side. You can draw with pencil, but if I do that, it will not show up. So I'm just gonna go ahead and draw mine with oil pastel, white oil pastel. Also, here's a little tip for using oil pastels. If yours is really gross like this one is, you just take a paper towel and wipe it, and it'll be nice and clean again, just like that. Okay, so let's start over here to draw our first cupcake. We're gonna wanna find this half of this square, and we're going to draw a line. So the top can be icing and the bottom can be the wrapper. We're going to make a trapezoid shape. You want to take up most of the section of that piece of this square, so you don't want to leave like a whole lot of space around the bottom here. Next, let's add some icing. So I'm just going to draw a wavy line that dips down, a second one, and then the last one you're just going to draw up to a point, and from that point back down. All right, we'll come back and add details later. Let's move on. For this one, I want it to be kind of zigzag at the top, so we're gonna draw the lines down for the trapezoid shape. We drew the lines down for the trapezoid shape, and now let's add a zigzag line. If you make your zigzags really skinny, it's not gonna work very well, so you just wanna draw kind of longer diagonal lines to make your zigzags, like that. Don't make them really tiny. And then let's connect this at the bottom. Then we can come down from each point to draw the wrapper. So this one is going to have like icing dripping down, so we're just going to draw a rainbow line over it with a wavy, drippy line, and then connect down. All right, let's move on. Let's make this last one different. So we are trying to show repetition by having a similar shape, but each cupcake is also different. So let's come over here, and I'm gonna just repeat this shape on this last section. So line across the middle, and then down for our trapezoid shape. It does not have to be perfect. This one is probably gonna be a little bit smaller, and that's okay. Let's make this one like a cloud of icing, but to show overlapping, let's draw our cherry first. So circle, and then a dip with a line up. Let's draw our cloud shape around it, and then 2 lines to connect. Okay, now we need to add some interesting things to make these stand out. So this one, I'm just going to do polka dots. I'm gonna add sprinkles up here by drawing skinny rectangles, not just lines. And here I'm gonna draw some hearts on the wrapper, but you can draw whatever shape you want. Now it's time to add some color. As I'm coloring, I want to add some value to my drawing. Now, value doesn't mean how much it costs. Value is the lightness and darkness of a color. So value makes things look 3D. So if I want to make this cupcake look 3D, I'm gonna just use purple, for example. I'll use a dark purple for this bottom part of each layer of icing. And then for the top, I'll just use a lighter version. That might not be light enough, but I'll use a lighter version of that purple, and I might also add white to the top of it to make it look really nice and light. So I'll show you what that looks like, and I'm gonna do it on a time lapse. As I started to color, I remembered that lighter colors are going to look better on this drawing because we're coloring on black paper. So for the purple, I wouldn't want to use this dark purple because it's really not going to show up very well. So I'm going to use this purple and this lighter purple, and you can see it a little bit better. Even this purple is a little dark for this project. So you want to make sure you're using the lightest colors to make it look like it actually stands out from your background, the black background. So this is just something to keep in mind. Also, if you need to lighten up a color, having that white oil pastel mixed with it will help brighten it up a little bit. So you could always add just a little bit of white. Instead of adding the lighter color, I think that's what I'll do. See how it brightens it up and makes a little bit of a highlight? That's what we're going for. And you'll let the oil pastel blend as you're coloring it. And again, if it gets messy, which we're not gonna worry about that for right now, but at the end of that, I'm just going to wipe it off on my paper towel to make it clean again. But I'm gonna continue doing the purple, so it doesn't matter for now. Another good thing to think about when you are using oil pastels is to keep the paper on your oil pastel as much as possible. Of course, if you have to peel back just a little bit to get to the next layer, that's fine, but the paper on your oil pastel serves a purpose. It actually keeps your hands cleaner than normal because oil pastels are a little messy. You can see I've already got some on my hands, but keeping that paper on there will help you because you really don't want to get your hands super messy because then you'll get fingerprints all over your paper with different colors. See, if your fingers do get a little messy, you can just simply wipe them on your paper towel and you should be good to go.
To make it look like my wrapper has shadows, I will alternate using light and dark versions of a color. So I'm using light and dark green to make that look 3D.
To create your cherry, you're going to want to take a red oil pastel, a green oil pastel, and a white. So you're just going to want to fill in around where you drew. But that red is kind of blending in, so I can take my white, add a layer of white all throughout. And this will make it stand out a little bit better. So now I'm gonna go back over that white with the red and you can see it a lot better. And then add your color. And then, so we're also gonna do the stem. And we want the stem to go into our cherry a little bit. Oops, I got a little bit of red in that green, so I'm gonna clean it off. Go back over it I might use a darker green, that might show up better. Yeah. And then we're going to take our white again. We're just gonna draw a little bump. That's gonna show like the curve where the stem is coming out. And we're gonna add a little highlight. And there you go, there's your cherry.